when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up and ready to go. EMA, let's emergency management.
Hey guys, I think we should get out on the road. What do you think? Let's do it now. Let's do it right now, guys. This is Ron Tyler with the Emergency Management Associates. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Guys, we're going to only be on there a very short time here today. I don't have a lot to tell you except for some very pertinent issues. Okay? Very important issues here. Why are we on the air today? Yesterday, we had some swarms of earthquakes in the Cascadia region. Over in the Cascadia region, guys. I've had numerous requests for information about it. I'm going to give you this information right now. Number one, I don't think we have a huge reason to be concerned at this point in time. However, what I'm going to show you is information that you're going to want to have. Okay? I'm going to be right quick with you about it. Everybody needs to hear this. Okay? Regardless of where you are, whether you are in the Cascadia region yourself, in Vancouver Island, Vancouver, British Columbia, whether you are in Washington, Oregon, or California. I don't think you have too much to be worried about right now, this minute. However, things are moving. Things are moving, guys. On Sunday, we had a series of earthquakes in the Cascadia region. 14 earthquakes here. Now, this is a large swarm. This is a very large swarm, guys. Now, this swarm, at the very largest, the earthquake was a 4.8 moderate earthquake. USGS, as I said, has been calling these earthquakes nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Guys, a 4.0, 4.9 earthquake is still a moderate earthquake, no matter what they say. Moderate earthquakes can do a lot of damage. They do moderate damage. Out here in the ocean, you don't see any damage at all. In fact, nobody's going to see or hear this earthquake anywhere near them. This is out in the Cascadia region of the Pacific Ocean. Okay? This is along the Juan de Fuca Fault. The Juan de Fuca Fault. 14 earthquakes here yesterday afternoon. Actually, they started yesterday morning. They continued until afternoon. 14 earthquakes total. The largest was a 4.8. There's a 4.6, 4.4. We had a dozen, probably 3.0, 3.9. We had two earthquakes, guys. Only two earthquakes that were minor earthquakes. 2.4, 2.6 earthquakes, minor earthquakes in this area here. That's all. So it wasn't anything to get shaken up about. However, let's go over the USGS map here for a minute. I want to show you some information here. I've shown you this area before. I'm going to show it to you again. Why do we need to see this? Because it affects a lot of people. It's going to affect a lot of people here. Now, guys, we need to see this, okay? Right now, what you are seeing here on the map, on the USGS map, yes, this is pertinent information. However, this is over off the southeast side of the Russia-Kamchatka Peninsula. Let's go over the Cascadia region here. Let's zoom in here on the Cascadia region here, okay? We are expecting a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake to happen off the coast of Vancouver Island, Vancouver, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon here. Off the coast of Seattle, Washington, right here in this region. Guys. Right between the Juan de Fuca Fault and the Cascadia subduction zone. The Cascadia subduction zone is that long fault zone that runs from Haida Gwaii to the north here, Haida Gwaii to the north, and all the way down south to Northern California. all the way down south to Northern California. Notice they're not showing any earthquakes at all today. That's a fallacy. There are earthquakes today here. They're not showing them. They're absolutely not telling the truth about anything at all. They never do. They never ever do. But over here in the Cascadia region, up to the north, off the coast of Washington and British Columbia, Canada, we have earthquakes. We have earthquakes all over Washington. We have earthquakes in British Columbia, Canada. We have earthquakes in Oregon as well. Now, off the coast here, we are expecting a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake here in the next 5 years, I believe. USGS is going to put it out to 20, 25 years. I spoke to one guy about 2 weeks ago. He said, and this guy was from the agency itself. He said, and I quote, "Oh, we don't have anything to worry about for 50 years. Already, today, we are over 334 years past due for the quake. We're over 334 years past due for the quake. 9.0, 10.0 earthquake. We just got through having a swarm of earthquakes, with the largest being a 4.8 yesterday afternoon. Okay, I want to put that out there. Now, while that might not seem little, it isn't. It's a moderate earthquake with a swarm of earthquakes around it. Now, guys, again, I want to bring you back to approximately December 24th, 2020. December 24th, 2020. Right off the northwestern coast of Vancouver, British Columbia, we had four, count them, four major earthquakes. 4 7.0 earthquakes here off the coast, northwest coast of Vancouver, British Columbia, Vancouver Island, British Columbia. 4 7.0 earthquakes within a matter of hours. Late Christmas Eve at night. Okay? Now, many people were going into their Christmas season. Most people didn't even notice it, but we did. I covered it on the air that night. I want to make sure everybody was aware of it. Prior to going on the air, one of my former colleagues and I prayed that God would stop the earthquakes from happening, because those 4 7.0s could have been very instrumental in causing a major Cascadia quake, being a 9.0, 10.0 quake. These were 4 major 7.0s. Fortunately, that night, nothing else happened. Nothing else happened at all. In fact, USGS did not even show some aftershocks. They did not show aftershocks at all. They also said there was no tsunami with those quakes. Again, those were over 6.5 earthquakes. 4 of them. 4 of them. Anything over a 6.5 earthquake could have caused a tsunami. They didn't do that. This was just ground movement. Ground movement here. Okay? But they did happen. So the 4.6 and 4.8 earthquakes that hit here off the coast of Washington on Sunday, yesterday, did not do significant damage at all to the plate. Okay? I'm talking about the Juan de Fuca and the Cascadia subduction zone. They did nothing to the plate or the earthquake fault. Okay? However, this may be a warning to all of us to wake up. Those earthquakes may be a warning today to wake up, to be aware of our surroundings, to be fully aware of our surroundings, guys. That's why we're talking about it. That's exactly why we're talking about them today. We need to be fully aware of our surroundings. Okay? I'm just putting that out there. I think it's a very important thing to know. Okay? Now, I don't want to shake anybody up. I'm just putting everybody on notice today that they happen. Yes, it could be an influx of energy. Yes, it is. But these earthquakes alone are not going to cause the Cascadia earthquake. They're not going to cause us a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake at all. This is minor tremors in relationship to the 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that's going to happen here. Okay? These are foreshocks. These are all foreshocks, guys. What you need to remember, we can have more earthquakes than this. Every earthquake that hits has a 25% chance of causing a large earthquake. Every earthquake that hits has a 25% chance of causing a large earthquake. That can happen here. That can happen here. I'm throwing that out for all of you to be aware of it. To be aware of it. Does anybody have any questions for me in regards to this? My buddy Don Patoga is back here in the chat. I welcome Don for being here. I appreciate him very much. This is a man I respect and love very much. He's a great man in his own stature. Okay? He's saying do not mess around with Mother Nature. I agree. I totally agree with that. Okay? Yes, Linda, my prayers were heard that night on December 24th, 2020. Yeah, they were. I don't think the Lord was even taking anything else into account except other people's lives in this case. Yes, it could have led to a major earthquake here, a very major Cascadia quake, where lives would have been destroyed here, but it did not happen. It did not happen, but it could. I'm putting that out for you right now. It could. Wild Willie says he lives in California Valley, San Luis Obispo County. When the ground stops moving, sounding there is a major earthquake somewhere within 1,000 miles. Usually that's the case. You're absolutely right. I used to live in San Diego myself. I've been in San Luis Obispo County. I've been in Santa Barbara. I've been all over Los Angeles, in Los Angeles County. I've been in San Bernardino County. I've been throughout all the deserts of California and Nevada. I've been over in San Diego County. I've been in Orange County. I've been over in the Imperial County as well. All over. I know when earthquakes hit. I've been through many earthquakes myself. I'm very well aware of what's happening. Okay? Wild Willie says you can hear the earthquake hit. Yes, you can. When the earthquakes hit, there is a definite sound of plates grinding together. There's definitely a sound of plates grinding together. That happens. It happens quite frequently. Okay? Now, let's enlarge this map so you can see what's going on around the world. They're not showing much of anything here in Washington, Oregon at all. Not at all. Let's zoom in here on Washington State. Let's go over here, right here, and take a look at this. Okay? This should wake you up here. Mount Rainier. They're not showing one single earthquake at Mount Rainier at all. We know for a fact there are earthquakes here. There are tremors, there are microquakes, there are minor earthquakes, there are 3.0 earthquakes hitting Mount Rainier today. They're not showing one single event here at all. What are they hiding? I keep asking USGS that all the time. Even when I've talked with them personally, Ask them that question all the time. They're hiding earthquakes. They don't want to even admit what's going on here. Let's go over here, okay? Right here, okay? This is Falls City, Washington. We have earthquakes here in Falls City almost every day. Rarely do they ever show them every day. This is a 1.3 tremor. Nobody's going to feel any tremors here. Not at all. Nobody can feel anything until it gets to at least 3.0 earthquake. Unless very, very, very sensitive, then someone might be able to feel a 2.8, 2.9 minor earthquake. But usually nothing less than a 3.0, 3.1, which are small quakes. Then let's go over the peninsula of Washington here. Right here. The peninsula of Washington here. Okay? This is Wauna, Washington. W-A-U-N-A, Washington. Wauna, Washington. This is the 1.1 tremor here. Interesting. Yes, they're showing us tremors and even microquakes sometimes. They're not showing any significant activity. Every time we've talked about Washington and Oregon and Cascadia, I show you seismograms all over this area, all over the region, showing not just tremors but minor earthquakes and sometimes 3.0 small quakes as well. Sometimes even larger than that. And USGS doesn't show it at all, ever. Never. They never have and never will. Let's go south here. This is a 1.0 earthquake here in Onalaska, Washington. Onalaska, O-N-A-L-A-S-K-A, Washington. Onalaska, Washington, a 1.0 tremor here. Then we jump down here to Mount St. Helens. All of a sudden, they want to show earthquakes at St. Helens. Now, we all know darn well what's going on at Helens and Mount Rainier. Earthquakes. Both of those volcanoes are getting to the point where they're gearing up to erupt. Both of these volcanoes are gearing up to erupt. Here at Mount St. Helens, they're at least showing some kind of activity. Now, this is nothing. This literally is nothing. This earthquake here is at the summit of Mount St. Helens. However, guess what? This is 0.2 of a mile deep. 0.2 of a mile deep. It's a surface quake, basically. This is a surface quake at the summit of Mount St. Helens. They just happen to talk about it. Yes, they do have surface quakes here. Why? Because, guys, there is magma right beneath the surface of this caldera. There is magma right beneath the surface of this caldera. And yes, at some point in time, the heat of the magma beneath the floor of this volcano could heat up, and it could happen just like it's happening over in Hawaii, Kilauea. This caldera could all of a sudden heat up, and we could have fountaining of lava here at Mount St. Helens. Now, it hasn't happened that way in previous times. It's not happened that way in a very long time. When we have had a magmatic eruption here, or lava eruption at Mount St. Helens, the entire caldera comes apart. The entire caldera comes apart because there's magma pressure down there. The magma is coming into the volcano under pressure. Now that magma, I've told you this in the past, I'm going to show you again. That magma is hitting the bottom side of the caldera. It's hitting the bottom side of that caldera, guys, just like this, pounding on it. At some point in time, that caldera floor, okay, it's going to pop. That caldera floor goes down inside the volcano. It's a huge volcanic rock like this. Huge volcanic rock like this. That magma is pounding on that volcanic rock. And guess what? Both St. Helens and Mount Rainier are steaming. They're steaming, guys. Why? Because that lava popping, or that magma down beneath the surface here, is pounding on that volcanic rock that's holding the lava inside the volcano. When that magma is pounding on that caldera floor, that huge volcanic rock that's down there, it's causing that rock to fracture. Tiny crevices open up in that floor, open up in the caldera. Tiny crevices open up, fractures. The magma from underneath is fracturing the caldera floor, allowing steam to escape. 6 to 8% of all lava, or all magma, 67% of all magma is water. 6 to 7% of all magma is water. Now, why does this matter? Because when that magma is down beneath the caldera here, hammering away at that great big huge volcanic rock, yes, it's like this, just like this, hammering away at that volcanic rock. All of a sudden, that volcanic rock develops fissures in it, tiny cracks. Those tiny cracks are allowing steam to escape the volcano. Those tiny cracks in that caldera floor are allowing steam to escape the caldera floor, the volcanic rock, the plug of the volcano. Now, as you know, this is a simple physics experiment, a physics problem. When hot water, hot steam goes through those fissures, what happens? It allows those fissures to expand, doesn't it? Allows those fissures to expand. Heat expands everything it hits. Heat expands everything it goes through. So when we have steam escaping the holes, through those holes in the volcano, in the caldera, guess what? Those holes get larger. And as that magma continues to hammer away at that volcanic rock, more cracks form. And at some point in time, enough cracks are going to be in that caldera, in that volcanic rock. It's going to pop. It's going to pop. That pressure underneath that floor of that volcano is huge. And as I said, Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier are getting ready to pop. USGS is not showing it. It's very interesting that they would show a surface quake here at Mount St. Helens. They know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen. They show a surface quake here. Yes, they're not showing the exact strength of this quake. They're not going to. Because again, they don't want the public understanding what's happening here. So they show a 0.0 surface quake, 0.2 of a mile deep. This is right inside the volcano, right underneath that huge rock that is a plug of that volcano. That's where that magma is coming from. That's where that power, 0.2 of a mile deep, not very far, 700 feet deep. Okay? That's what happened today at Mount St. Helens. But again, they're not showing all the activity at all. Then over here to the northeast, here we have a 0.2 microquake. The same thing applies here, guys. The same thing applies. This microquake, this earthquake, is down beneath the surface of the volcano. 7.6 miles deep. 7.6 miles deep underneath this volcano. This is in the foothills of Mount St. Helens. Now, why does this apply to us? Because people live over here. People live all over this volcano. People live all over all the volcanoes, guys. All over all the volcanoes. When a volcano has an eruption, like Wild Willie says, you can feel and you can hear the vibrations of the earth. You can feel and hear the vibrations of the earth. These volcanoes are moving right now. This is 0.2 microquake. 0.2 microquake here. You're not going to feel a 0.2 microquake. However, you are going to feel a 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, and a 5.0 or larger earthquake. You're going to feel those earthquakes. But what they're trying to do is put knowledge in people's heads. Oh, we don't have anything to worry about. These are microquakes. We don't have anything to worry about. They are not showing you all the evidence. They're not even showing you 1/10 or 1/100th of the evidence at all. When I show you seismograms of these mountains, I show you the activity that's happening here. They don't show it. They never will. They absolutely never will. They don't count on anybody to know what's going on. Broke fish is going to go off surfing now. Have fun, broke fish. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Anyway, that's what's going on here at Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier. And they're not showing anything going on at all. They're not showing anything going on down here at Mount Hood in Oregon either. Absolutely not a thing. As I showed you last week, Mount Hood is also having episodes. No, Mount Hood is nowhere near going to erupt at all. They're not showing anything like that happening on the seismograms. However, Mount Hood has its episodes as well. All of the volcanoes are showing signs of earthquakes. They're showing microquakes, they're showing tremors, they're showing minor earthquakes, they're showing large earthquakes like 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes, sometimes even larger. They're showing it. But the agency's not going to do it. They never do and never will. Now, while we've been talking about this, an earthquake just happened here. This is West Richland, Washington. West Richland, Washington. I'm zooming in here so you can see where it's happened. West Richland, Washington. This is a 1.8 tremor here. 1.8 tremor in West Richland, Washington. Okay. Also, this is 5.8 miles deep. They're not going to feel it. The further you get away from an earthquake, whether it's depth or distance from where this earthquake happened, you're not going to feel this earthquake. This is a microquake. I'm sorry, this is not a microquake. This is a tremor. 1.8 tremor here. Not going to feel it. But I want to tell you about this because it just happened. Anytime we have a red dot on the earthquake map, that means the earthquake just happened here. Okay? We get earthquakes all the time, all over the United States and all over the world. Let's go over here to San Francisco Bay Area. North of the Bay Area here. This is a geyser geothermal facility. This is where men have dug into the upper magma chambers of the volcano here. Just north of these dots here, which are earthquakes, this is the Clear Lake volcano. Men have drilled into the upper magma chambers of the Clear Lake volcano to obtain steam to generate earthquakes here, or generate earthquakes, I'm sorry. They drilled into the upper magma chambers of the volcano to obtain steam to power turbines to generate electricity for California and other energy conglomerates, including Rocky Mountain Power in Utah. Rocky Mountain Power in Utah is getting power here from the geysers facility. We have 3 earthquakes here that just happened. This is the 1.7 tremor here. Down here to the southwest, This is a 1.6 tremor here. And further out to the southeast, this is a 0.7 microquake here. They typically have microquakes, they have tremors, they have 2.0 earthquakes, and occasionally we'll even see a 3.2, 3.3, 4.5 moderate earthquake as well. They happen here in the geysers facility. Why? When seismic energy comes off the Pacific Ocean, off the Pacific plate, seismic energy continues eastbound. That's a natural progression of seismic energy. It moves east here. When it comes over here to the geysers facility, where there are already man-made earthquakes here, Tarapacá, Chile, northern province of Chile, just had a 4.0 earthquake just a few minutes ago. But getting back here to the geysers, seismic energy comes off the Pacific plate, where we have man-made earthquake faults, man-made holes in the ground. When the seismic energy finds one of those holes, just like it does when we have drill points going for oil and gas, same difference, exact same difference. These are man-made earthquake faults. When it finds these man-made faults, it fractures the rock inside the faults, causing earth movement, ground movement, earthquakes. That's what's going on here in the geysers facility. Further south here in San Francisco Bay, there are earthquakes here today. USGS is not showing them at all. None. That's a fallacy. There are earthquakes here. Further to the south here, southeast of San Jose, we have a 2.0 earthquake here near Seven Trees, California. 2.0 earthquake 9 miles east of Seven Trees, California here. Further south here, east of San Francisco Bay, on the San Andreas Fault, we have a 2.1 minor earthquake here. Right next to it, this is in Ramos, California. Right next to it, we have a 1.7 tremor here. Okay? This is negligible. This is very close to the surface, but this is a tremor, and this is a minor earthquake. Neither one of these earthquakes can be felt at all. They're too small, way too small. But again, look where it's at. On one of the largest, one of the most dangerous fault zones in the world, the San Andreas. Just east of there, on the Hayward. This earthquake here near Seven Trees is on the Hayward Fault. East of the Hayward Fault, there is another fault zone called the Calaveras Fault right here. Now, when we go up here to San Francisco Bay, yes, we have the San Andreas Fault on the west side of the bay. We have two other major earthquake faults here on the east side, the Hayward and the Calaveras. When those faults move west here, south of San Francisco Bay, we come down here where the San Andreas, the Hayward, and the Calaveras Fault are closer together. This is probably one of the most dangerous areas you can be in. Why? Because when you have three major faults like this, one fault can trigger the other fault and all the other ancillary faults in the region. So when we have a major earthquake here, that major earthquake can trigger other faults such as the Hayward, the Calaveras, and other ancillary faults in the region. Can happen, which means the shaking will be felt throughout this entire region. That's why this area is one of the most dangerous areas to live in. Further south, just east of the San Andreas, right here. This is a 1.0 tremor near Ridgemar, California. Not a big deal. It's a tremor, a low gauge tremor. low strength tremor. For the south here, also on the San Andreas, or just west of San Andreas, this is the pinnacles. The pinnacles here. And it doesn't matter whether it's right on the fault or not. The pinnacles area here also has in common not just a San Andreas fault, but we have oil and gas exploration here in this area as well. Which means when the seismic energy comes off the Pacific plate, comes over here to the pinnacles or anywhere near the San Andreas, it's going to cause an earthquake. It's going to cause an earthquake. Earth movement, whether it's on oil and gas faults or on the San Andreas, it's going to cause ground movement. East of the San Andreas, near the Hayward here. This is 6 miles northeast of the pinnacles. 1.4 tremor here. Further to the south here, you see it's on the San Andreas here. 12 miles southeast of pinnacles. This is the 1.0 tremor here. No big deal. Tremors can't be felt, but the seismic energy is here, right there. Okay? We go down south here. You might wonder why is Ron showing us all this activity? It's important. It's knowledge. We seek after knowledge, don't we? Right here. Guys, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. This is one of the most dangerous faults in the world. And right here, this is Fairfield, California. Fairfield, California is the earthquake capital of the world. Earthquake capital, California. We have more earthquakes here than anywhere else anywhere in the world. This is a 1.8 tremor here. Not a big deal. Nobody felt it. But this even shows you that we have day-to-day earthquakes here. And Fairfield, California is the earthquake capital of the world. Look out. Look out. The more earthquakes we have, the more chance there is for a large earthquake. Swarming, guys. The more earthquakes we have in the region, the more chance of a large earthquake here. It's going to happen. Some point in time, it's going to happen. We move down south here, east of the San Andreas here, on the Garlic Fault. Brand new earthquake here. 9 miles south of Tehachapi. 9 miles south of Tehachapi here, on the Garlic Fault. 1.3 tremor here. This is important. Why? Because almost 7 years ago, this coming July will be 7 years, we had a 7.1 earthquake up here in Ridgecrest, California. Today, we have a 0.7 here in Searles Valley, just northeast of Ridgecrest. Right here, 0.9, 1.0 tremor here, just northeast of Ridgecrest, California. Earthquakes are hitting here, guys. Earthquakes are hitting here. The southwest of Ridgecrest, a volcanic area. Lake Isabella, California. 1.5 tremor here. Lake Isabella, California. Now, we have earthquakes out here in the Mojave Desert, right here. This is completely normal. Every day we have earthquakes here in Boron, California. They are mining borax from the desert to make soap. Boron makes borax soap here. They're mining boron from Boron, California here, the Mojave Desert. This is a 1.1 tremor here. Probably, I'm saying probably, an explosion from a quarry blast. Possibly an explosion from a quarry blast. They're not labeling an explosion, but it happens here. It happens here. We go further down the San Andreas, we have another earthquake here, Little Rock, California. 1.2 tremor here in Little Rock, California. Further south here, come over here to Los Angeles and San Bernardino, California. Right here. This is 2 miles southwest of San Bernardino, California. Interesting where it's at. Look where it's at. Right next to Fontana here. Right next to Fontana. Right next to Rialto. Right next to San Bernardino. Guys, here in Fontana, before they shut down the public viewing of the seismograms here in Fontana, we had tremors, we had minor earthquakes, and we had 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes almost every day here in Fontana. They're not showing anything here. That's a fallacy. They're not allowing public access to the seismograms either. That's bad business. They know darn well what's going on out here. They know darn well there are earthquakes here. Yes, they have seismograms monitoring San Bernardino County. Yes, they're showing one earthquake here, 1.3 tremor here in San Bernardino, California. Very interesting. It's only 1.3, however. There is all kinds of other tremors here. All kinds of other tremors here that they're not showing. I'm calling them out right now on the air. They know me. They've heard my voice before, and I'm not going to shut down. The public has a right to know what's going on here. Over here, okay? I'm opening this up here for you to see. See where it says Loma Linda here? This is just southeast of Loma Linda. North of here is the major medical center here in Loma Linda, California. Major medical center here in Loma Linda, California. The Loma Linda Medical Center is world renowned. We have earthquakes here. USGS says this is a 1.0 tremor. Again, I'm going to remind you. We have a seismograph near here, southeast or southwest of Loma Linda in Mira Loma. I can promise you this. This is not the only seismic event here in the Loma Linda, Mira Loma area. We have tremors like this all the time. Multiple tremors here like this all the time, every day. They're showing one tremor here. That's also fallacy. A fallacy. They're showing two other events south of here, right here. 4 miles southeast of Loma Linda. 1.2 tremor here. And just southeast of there, 1.4 tremor here in Redlands, California. Redlands, California, guys. Guess what? Both of these earthquakes are on the San Jacinto Fault. On the San Jacinto Fault. They are also southwest of the San Andreas Fault here. They're southwest of the San Andreas Fault, which is right here. You can see it. You can see it. Guys, again, I've said this almost every day that we've been on the air. This area is locked and loaded. This area means business. It's very interesting. A moment ago, we had 40 people watching this program. Now it's dipped down to 33. Apparently, people are not interested in saving their own lives. The San Andreas Fault is preparing to give it up. It's locked and loaded for a major earthquake. A 6.5 to a 7.5 earthquake is due to hit here any day now. Literally any day. We don't know the day, we don't know the year, we don't know the month, but it's going to be an imminent quake. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. This area is shaking regardless whether USGS wants to show it or not. It's shaking, and rightly so. The San Jacinto Fault south of the San Andreas is also locked and loaded. They are showing earthquakes, tremors be it, but they're still showing events on the San Jacinto. Not all of them, but they're showing some. But they're not showing any events here on the San Andreas. Excuse me, sad but true. Go down here south. They're showing us one earthquake here. Actually, two earthquakes here. Banning, California. 0.5 microquake here in Banning. 0.9 microquake also in Banning, California. On the San Andreas Fault. Okay. Further to the southwest, Cabazon, the San Jacinto Fault. South of the San Andreas, but on the Cabazon, on the San Jacinto Fault. 1.6 tremor here. Earthquakes are hitting here, aren't they? Hitting all over the place. But again, the USGS doesn't want to show everything going on here. They don't want to show everything going on here because they know darn well what's happening here. They know darn well what's happening. Down here in the Imperial Valley here, Imperial Valley, California. The Imperial Valley starts way up here north of the Salton Sea here. When the San Andreas Fault enters the Imperial Valley, it becomes the Imperial Fault. Interesting to note. They're not showing very much activity here at all. They're showing one earthquake here. One earthquake here on the edge of the Salton Sea here. One earthquake here on the southern end of the Salton Sea here. One earthquake. Guess what? It's a 1.1 tremor here. Again, I'm going to call them out. Because right here in this area around Calipatria, in Calipatria we have a seismograph here that monitors this entire area. This area right here has over between 75 to 150 earthquakes here every day. Between 75 and 150 earthquakes here every day. Every day. Doesn't matter, sun shining. Doesn't matter whether it's snowing here, which it doesn't do. Doesn't matter whether it's raining or not, or dry. 75 to 150 earthquakes here every day. In this area, read it right here. USGS is showing one earthquake. What a joke. What a joke. Down here to the southwest, we have Westmoreland. Up until 3 months ago, they were also showing a seismogram here. Again, the seismograms are the computer readout from the seismograph. Every day here in Westmoreland, we had 25 to 56 earthquakes here every day. Now they're still not showing anything happening here. They never have. Rarely do they ever show any activity at all. But there is activity here every day. We go further to the south here. Go further to the south here in the town of Imperial. The town of Imperial here, guys, they have a seismograph here. And again, until recently, this seismogram would show us 25 to 50 earthquakes every day. Microquakes, tremors, and minor earthquakes mostly. But again, here in the town of Imperial, it would also show us 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes every day here. Small 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes every day. Literally. Then we go further to the south. We have one of our own EMA family members living here in the town of El Centro. El Centro. Juanito lives here with his family. We haven't seen Juanito here for a while. I mention him because he and his family and everybody else here feels these earthquakes every day. Every day. They've been having anywhere from 9 to 25 earthquakes here in El Centro every day for the last year. Every day for the last year, guys. Up until 3 months ago, we were showing you the 3.0 earthquakes here as well as tremors, minor earthquakes, 3.0 earthquakes, and larger here in El Centro, California. They're having them. Regardless of whether the USGS wants to show them, they're having them every day here. We usually have anywhere from 75 to 100 earthquakes every day here in El Centro. Okay. Then we go down here to the southeast here. Holtville, California. You see Holtville here on the map. Here in Holtville, we have a museum of sorts. It's called the Salton Sea Desert Research Station here in Holtville. On the sidegram here in Holtville, would show us anywhere from 25 to 100 earthquakes here a day, every day here in Holtville, California. And yes, they were microquakes, they were tremors and minor earthquakes, as well as some 3.0 earthquakes here. Some guys. They happen here regardless of them wanting to show them or not. They happen. They're not showing much of anything going on here now. That's again because they don't want to admit to anything here. The Imperial Valley, guys, has over 500 earthquakes a day here. They have 500 earthquakes a day here in the Imperial Valley. The only place I have not shown you is up here on the southeast side of the Salton Sea. This is called Bombay Beach. We are still seeing earthquakes here at Bombay Beach. I can show them to you if you wanted to. Okay? I've shown you photographs here at Bombay Beach almost once a week. Here at Bombay Beach, guys, we have numerous, I'm going to say 10 to 15, 3.5 to 4.5 earthquakes here every day at Bombay Beach. Why? Let's back off here, zoom out. See the San Andreas Fault here? It runs down the east side of the Salton Sea. It goes underneath the Salton Sea down here at Bombay Beach. Goes underneath the Salton Sea here at Bombay Beach. Then it comes out here from underneath the Salton Sea where you see this earthquake here today. Again, the San Andreas Fault. Then the fault typically turns to the southwest, goes over here to Westmoreland. Then it continues all the way down here through the Imperial Valley here. Right smack dab through the Imperial Valley here. All the way down here where we have an earthquake. Okay? This is 4 miles southwest of Holtville. Where's it at? This is actually, guys, just barely north of the border. Just barely north of the border here, guys. This is a 1.4 tremor here. This is a 1.4 tremor here, guys. right there. 1.4 tremor here. Okay? It's interesting how they can show it, but not show other events that are happening here. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. Again, this is just north of the U.S.-Mexican border. Fascinating, huh? It really is. Now, as I've told this story to you before, back on April 3rd, 2010, Easter Sunday, down here at the Mexican border, right here, okay? The north side of the border is Calexico, California. The south side is Mexicali. Just over here to the east is the Guadalupe Victoria province, Guadalupe Victoria County, Mexico. Here in Guadalupe Victoria, Mexico, on April 3rd, 2020, or 2010, I'm sorry, April 3rd, 2010, we had a 7.1 earthquake right here. 7.1 earthquake here. Windows shook, buildings shook all over this region, all the way to Arizona, all the way west into San Diego County, all the way north into North Los Angeles County. That's how violently the ground shook. This was a shallow quake. To some areas, it knocked out power. Other areas were damaged all over the Imperial Valley. There was damage in San Diego. Windows broke in skyscrapers in San Diego County. I watched window glass fall from 30 stories high and fall to the ground and break into millions of pieces. Literally. I watched it happen. I was there for an earthquake drill. That day, instead of a drill, in fact, this wasn't even the beginning of the drill that day. The Saturday and Sunday prior to the drill are preparatory days. Monday, we started the drill. We had to go real world real quickly. That Sunday, April 3rd, 2010, we had to go real world. We activated the Emergency Operations Center in San Diego County. The Emergency Operations Center over in El Centro went full blast, opened up. The Operations Centers over in Arizona, Yuma, that area opened up. The USC in LA and various other communities also opened up. This was a major earthquake, major 7.1 earthquake. Yes, it did happen. It's going to happen again. But in this case, the major earthquake is more likely to happen up here, east of Los Angeles here. It can happen over in the Imperial Valley, but it's most likely to happen right here, east of Los Angeles. Locked and loaded. Why am I telling you this, guys? Why do you think I'm sharing this with you? We have hundreds of people here, even thousands, millions of people live in this area, in this region, Southern California region. I'm telling you right now, the Los Angeles region is getting ready to have an earthquake. Look at the infrared picture of the desert here. Desert here of Los Angeles, going eastbound towards the San Andreas. The darker colors are the most motivated for earthquakes. The darker colors here are the most motivated for earthquakes. Strongest intensity of earthquakes here, including the San Andreas Fault to the east. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's a matter of time. Again, I'm going to say this. Millions of people live here. Millions of people are going to be affected by it. I'm asking you all right now, are you prepared? Do you have family members that live here or friends that live here? Ask them to watch this channel. Ask them to watch this channel and see this presentation today. They need to know it. They need to know it. They need to be prepared for earthquake. It's going to happen. I don't know exactly when, but it's going to happen. And those people's lives are in danger. I'm not going to be fear-mongering at all, but those people's lives are in check. Check. Not quite checkmate, but they're in check. They need to know what's going on here. Share this program widely, guys. Your neighbors, your friends, your family, extended family. Show the people you work with and the people you associate with on social media as well. Show it to them. Let them know what's going on. I have friends here. I have family here. My son lives in San Diego County near his mother, my ex-wife. They're right smack dab in the way of this earthquake. They're right smack dab in the way of this earthquake. It's going to happen. It's a matter of time. Now, let's go back to the USGS map here. I want you to know what's happening. That's why we're here. I want you to know what's happening here. It's important. If it was not important, I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't talk about it. I would not talk about it. Over here in North San Diego County right here. This 2 miles west-northwest of Palomar Observatory. The Palomar telescope right here. The Hale telescope, Palomar Mountain. They look deep in the heavens here into space from Palomar Mountain. This is a 2.1 minor earthquake here on the San Jacinto Fault. On the San Jacinto Fault. To the south here, this is a 1.8 tremor here, northeast of Escondido, California. Northeast of Escondido, California. USPS is saying this is 2 miles west of Lake Henshaw. Interesting to know. Interesting to know. You see Lake Henshaw here. I pulled many fish from Lake Henshaw when I lived here in Escondido. This earthquake is just north of Escondido. 1.8 tremor here. 1.8 tremor here. This is on the Elsinore Fault. This is on the Elsinore Fault here. The Elsinore Fault. We have earthquakes here. We have earthquakes here. They happen. They happen. Are you ready for it, guys? I have cousins that live here in San Diego County all over the place. My son lives here, like I said, near my ex-wife. I have grandchildren living here. I have nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews all over throughout this area. Am I concerned? Yes, I am. And they are watching this presentation here. Don Patoka says his daughter's one of them here. I'm sure Don has talked to her about this as well. It's happening. It's happening here. Palomar Observatory here. Elsinore Fault. Here, Elsinore Fault. Way down here, Elsinore Fault. Pine Valley, California. Pine Valley, California here. Right here. Unreal. Guys, this is National Forest time. This down here in the National Forest here. Earthquakes are hitting here. Are you aware of them? Do you understand what's going to happen here? I can only tell you what's going on. I can't take you by the nose. I can't lead you by the hand. Because you may not even be listening to me. You need to. You need to. Earthquakes are happening. Now, USGS is showing us one earthquake here in northern Chile. Northern Chile here. This red earthquake here. Right here. This earthquake just happened here about 1 hour ago. A 4.0 moderate earthquake here. 1 hour ago here in northern Chile. It's sad to say, there are 38 earthquakes here in Chile. 38. 14 of those earthquakes are here in northern Chile. 38 earthquakes here in all over Chile. 14 of them are in northern Chile here. They're showing one earthquake here. 38 earthquakes all over western side of the South American continent. And USGS is showing us 2 earthquakes. What a joke. They're showing one earthquake here near Sacama, Colombia. A 4.5 moderate earthquake here. Sacama, Colombia. Down here, this is not the only 4.0 earthquake here. There are 4.5, 4.6, and 4.7 earthquakes here in northern Chile. Tarapaca, Atacama, Chile here. Provinces or counties here in northern Chile. Down here in central Chile near Valparaiso, there are 12 earthquakes here that they're not even showing here. Not even showing here, guys. We have 2.8, 3.1, 3.2, 3.5, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 earthquakes here. They're not showing them. People in this area felt these earthquakes. Fact. Fact. Now, I want to go down here to Tonga here. Tonga. This earthquake happened yesterday in Tonga. 5.5 earthquake here. 5.5 earthquake here. This was a relatively shallow earthquake, 153 miles deep. Relatively shallow earthquake. 5.5 earthquake. Large earthquake, very large earthquake. 96 miles west of Niafa, Tonga. Fortunately, nobody even felt this earthquake at all. The Pacific Ocean waters absorbed the shockwaves of this quake. Further out here to the west, Fiji region, 4.4 earthquake. Guess what? This earthquake was a deep earthquake. A deep earthquake. 565 kilometers deep. As a result, this deep earthquake is going to birth or propagate a larger, stronger quake within the next 3 to 10 days. We're going to add a 1.1 magnitude to this earthquake. This earthquake is going to birth or propagate another 5.5 earthquake in this region within the next 3 to 10 days. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It happens every week. When we have a earthquake of this size that's deep, we have other earthquakes that are going to happen. They're shallow earthquakes. Shallower and stronger earthquakes here. It's going to happen. It's a natural phenomenon. It's going to happen. Move over here to Vanuatu here. This is another 4.4 earthquake, but this is only 27 miles deep. Shell earthquake. 4.4 shell earthquake here. 32 miles east-southeast of Port Olry, Vanuatu. And because of where this happened, I don't believe that anybody even felt this earthquake. Again, this earthquake was absorbed or dissipated. The shock waves of the quake were dissipated by the ocean waters of the Pacific Ocean here. As a result, nobody on land felt this earthquake. Too far away, and it was only a moderate quake. Okay? Then we come over here to the east, near Kokopo, Papua New Guinea. Again, this is out in the water. Out here in the water. This is a 5.3 earthquake. 108 miles east-southeast of Kokopo, Papua New Guinea. This is far enough away from any landmass. Nobody even felt this earthquake at all. Nobody felt this earthquake at all. The ocean waters dissipate the shock waves of this quake. Now, let's move to the west here. Look at this. This is so very interesting, guys. All of Indonesia, literally all of Indonesia, they're showing one earthquake east of Java. One earthquake east of Java. It's a 4.4 earthquake here. This is 54 miles deep, shell quake. But up here in the Molucca Sea, last week we had a 7.4 earthquake. What's going on with the swarm of earthquakes here? We're still seeing aftershocks. Whenever we have an earthquake of this magnitude that happened, even a week ago, or 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, we are going to see aftershocks for months and even years. This earthquake right here, in the waters of Molucca Sea, is a 5.2 large earthquake. 5.2 large earthquake here in the Molucca Sea. Fairly shallow quake, 53 miles deep here. Not a big deal. This earthquake here, a 4.7. This is a 5.0 earthquake here. Going to the north, this is another 5.0 earthquake here. Going down to the south, 4.4 moderate earthquake here. 2 more earthquakes in the swarm, 4.4 and a 4.6 earthquake here. Nobody felt these earthquakes. They're far enough away from any landmass or island population. The ocean waters here in the Molucca Sea absorb the shockers of this quake. These quakes. We're going to continue to see aftershocks for weeks, maybe even months, and maybe even longer than that, years. Maybe years. Okay? Notice over here in the Philippines, they're not showing any earthquakes at all. That's a lie. That is an out-and-out lie. They're 4.3, 4.5s, 3.2, 3.5, 3.7 earthquakes here around Mindanao, Philippines, and the central Philippines right here. Earthquakes all the time. USGS doesn't want to show them to us. USGS is lying to themselves. Over here, I would be very remiss and wrong for me not showing you this. Right here, west of Japan, northeast of Noto Peninsula here. Northeast of Noto Peninsula here. This earthquake is a 4.4 earthquake. This may in fact be an aftershock of a 7.4 earthquake that hit here a year and a half ago. 7.4 earthquake hit here a year and a half ago, devastating this area. It unalived over 300 people here on the Noto Peninsula. It injured over 700 people. It injured over 700 people here. It's very interesting. Just a minute ago, we had 31 people watching. Now we have 21. Nobody even cares. Nobody even gives a crap. Sad. Sad. China. 4.5 earthquake here in China. That's all we know about it. It's only 6.2 miles, 10 kilometers deep. China. Afghanistan here. Yes, we have earthquakes here in Afghanistan and Tajikistan as well. But again, I'm sorry, right here. Again, they have one earthquake here. This is the 4.4 earthquake, 31.5 miles deep. 4.4 earthquake, they felt this. These are nomadic people here. They live in caves in the mountains. They have a home that's made of mud bricks. When an earthquake of this magnitude happens, it's a moderate earthquake, moderate shaking. In this case, these mud bricks fall. They come apart. Unreinforced masonry comes apart. That's what happens here. Just about 2 years ago, we had a 6.1 earthquake here. They happened. Actually, about a year ago, they happened. It literally destroyed this entire region. This 4.4 may in fact be an aftershock of that earthquake. Okay? They're not showing anything here in the Middle East at all. Not a thing. Not a thing. Right here, the Syria-Turkey border region. We have 48 earthquakes here. On a typical day, we have anywhere between 30 and 70 earthquakes here in this area. All these earthquakes are aftershocks of a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that happened here 3 years ago. 3 years ago. February 3rd, 2023. We have earthquakes here. They are aftershocks. USGS not showing anything. There are earthquakes in northern Turkey and central Turkey and southern Turkey. They're not showing any of them. They're not showing any earthquakes in western Turkey as well. That's a lie. Plenty of earthquakes. There are 70 earthquakes here in northwestern Turkey here. 70. Why? Why? The simple reason is this. We continue to see large earthquakes here, 5.0 to 5.3 earthquakes here. When we have aftershocks, they continue. Some of these earthquakes are also foreshocks of the next coming in of a large quake. Foreshocks of the incoming quake here. It's going to continue. They're going to continue here. Okay? USGS not showing any earthquakes at all. That's the wrong thing to show. Now, the other day, I met a family here, some friends of mine, that vacation here in the Aegean Sea, right here. They vacation here, right there. Snoopy. They stayed in a tourist hotel. They showed us pictures of the hotel they stayed in. They showed pictures of all the Catholic Church with blue roofs. They showed terraced homes all over this island. Guys, they keep having earthquakes here. They keep having earthquakes. They have tremors and minor earthquakes all the time throughout this vicinity. Earthquakes all the time here in the agency. Most of these earthquakes are because there's magma down beneath the ocean. Earthquakes here are a sign of magma down beneath the ocean. When we had the original scare of earthquakes here over a year ago, USGS says, oh, don't worry, we only have 2 faults down here, nothing to worry about. Then the Greek Geophysical Survey decided to do their own investigation. They found satellites that showed magma going down inside the rock face here, underneath the ocean in the Aegean Sea. Magma trying to find its way to an island to erupt. Magma trying to find a way to an island to erupt. Or if it makes its way through bedrock here underneath the Aegean Sea, it could erupt here in the ocean and cause a new island to be formed. That could happen here. That could happen here. It's very likely to happen in the near future. We still have earthquakes here. There's a reason for it. Magma is racing from the South Pacific, where we have a magma plume, down deep into the mantle of the Earth. It comes up here in the South Pacific and goes to all the volcanoes all around the world. All the volcanoes around the world are recharging. They're recharging, guys. Here in Greece, we have 18 earthquakes here in Greece every day. USGS doesn't show any of them. Not one of them. Not one of them. They're showing a 4.7 down here south of Turkey here, out in the Western Mediterranean. It's a 4.7 earthquake here. 4.7 earthquake on the west side of Turkey here. Only one earthquake. They have probably hundreds of earthquakes here in Turkey. They're showing one earthquake here. That's insanity. They're not showing any earthquakes in Sicily or Italy. They're lying through their teeth again. They're absolutely lying through the teeth. Right up here. What's going on here? As I've said before, this area is rocking and rolling. We're seeing microquakes. We are seeing tremors. We are seeing minor earthquakes here. It's rocking and rolling. Yes, occasionally we've also seen small 3.0, 3.5, 3.7 earthquakes here. Why? Because we have a volcano here. Vesuvius volcano was steaming. Vesuvius volcano was steaming. Up until a few weeks ago, USGS was showing the steaming. Now they're not. Vesuvius volcano was steaming. Again, all the volcanoes are recharging. Vesuvius volcano has not erupted in thousands of years. When we had a moderate earthquake that hit here, 4.8, 4.7 earthquake hit here, and continued for weeks. People evacuated this area. Those that stayed in their cars, not in their homes, because they were too scared that something would happen. And they would have to leave immediately. Some of them are still doing that. Guys, this is a very metro population, urban population all around the volcano. To the north, south, east, and west around the volcano, it's a very urban population here. These people have a right to be scared. They have a right to be scared because the ground is moving. USGS is not even showing it. Occasionally the Europeans are showing it, but they're even not showing everything. Only the Italians are showing any activity at all. Only Italian agencies are showing any activity at all. And then they're only showing mostly minor microquakes and tremors. Usually nothing larger unless there's a big impulse of seismic energy here. Or lava comes up here. Excuse me, not lava, but magma comes up here to Vesuvius and starts earthquakes here around Vesuvius volcano. Unreal. It's all moving. It's all moving. But the agencies are not showing you. They don't want to admit what's going on here. Okay? Earthquakes all over Italy. North central Italy here are 24 earthquakes here today. 24 earthquakes here. Most of those earthquakes are minor tremors and microquakes. Yes, there is a 2.2, a 2.4, and one 2.7 earthquake here. There are. Up here north. In the northern reaches of the mountains here. Up here. We have some towns here. These towns are resort areas of northern Italy. We have some tremors and minor earthquakes hitting here. Over here in the western mountains, the western resort areas of Italy, we have tremors and microquakes hitting here and minor earthquakes as well. 2.1, 2.2 earthquakes hitting here. Going over the European Alps, the Italian Alps, the Swiss Alps, and the German Alps. Yes, we're still seeing microquakes. We're still seeing tremors, 1.0, 1.9. We're seeing 2.2 earthquakes as well, all over this region. France, we're seeing upwards of 10 to 11 earthquakes here in France, southern France. USGS not showing one, nothing. Nothing. They're not showing anything here in Spain as well. Southern Spain is having some minor earthquakes here as well. USGS not showing one. That's a fallacy. That's a complete fallacy. There are tremors and minor earthquakes happening in Scandinavia, Norway, and Sweden. They're not showing them. Nothing. Nothing. Then we come over here to Puerto Rico. U.S. and British Virgin Islands first. This is a 3.2 minor earthquake here, or small earthquake. 3.2 small earthquake here. Northeast of Charlotte Amalie, U.S. British Virgin Islands here. This is a 3.3 earthquake here. Northeast of Cruz Bay, U.S. British Virgin Islands here. U.S. British Virgin Islands here. Come over here to Puerto Rico. First off, northern Puerto Rico here. This is a moderate 4.2 earthquake here. Moderate 4.2 earthquake on the island. Yes, people felt this in Rio Lajas, Puerto Rico. Further to the west, again, northern Puerto Rico. Animas, Puerto Rico. 2.0 minor earthquake. Nobody felt that. Offshore, 8 miles north of Garrochales, Puerto Rico. 3.2 small earthquake. Further down here to the south, the 3 earthquakes that you see down here to the south are aftershocks of 2 major earthquakes that hit here December 26th and December 28th, 2019. When 2 major earthquakes hit here, man-made earthquakes, 8.0 and 8.4 earthquakes hit here December 26th and December 28th, 2019. This earthquake here is a 2.0 earthquake, minor earthquake, in Guayanilla, Puerto Rico. This earthquake down here to the southwest Another 2.0 earthquake here. Maria Antonia, Puerto Rico. And then again offshore. This is a 2.5 minor earthquake here. 7 miles south of Guanica, Puerto Rico. Guanica, Puerto Rico. One of my dear friends here is the captain of the Puerto Rican Police Department. He lives here in Guanica, Puerto Rico. Dominic and his family. God bless you, Dominic. Now, I don't think they're feeling these at all. These are minor earthquakes. Most people are not going to feel a minor earthquake. However, the last time I talked to him on video, they were having a 3.7 earthquake here, and his blinds covering his window behind him were shaking very violently. That was a 3.7 small earthquake. Guanica, Puerto Rico. Up here north, out here in the ocean, northwest of San Antonio, Puerto Rico. This is a 3.1 earthquake here. 3.1 earthquake. Interesting to note. Where did this earthquake come from? Where did it come from? Up here north. The Cayman Trench. I believe the Cayman Trench may have dropped this earthquake here. The Cayman Trench comes out of Central America, near Guatemala. The seismic energy carries it all the way over here. They carry earthquakes all the way over here. This earthquake right here did not come from the Cayman Trench. This is an earthquake in the Mona Passage here. Mona Passage, the water between the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico is called the Mona Passage. This earthquake is in the Mona Passage. This is a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake. Nobody felt it because it's out in the water, and the water absorbed the shockwaves of this quake. Further out here to the west, Southern Dominican Republic here. This is on land. This is a 3.7 earthquake. 6 miles west of Santa Fe de Yuma, Dominican Republic. Yes, people felt this earthquake. People felt this earthquake. It was 21.5 miles deep. They felt this earthquake in the nearby neighborhood, this area. Okay? Not a big deal, just a small earthquake. Small earthquakes, like we've told you before, they cause ground movement. They cause your feet to feel movement. Sometimes they will cause your furniture to creep across the floor. That's just about it. They don't cause much damage at all, if any. If any. Okay? That's what happened here in the Dominican Republic today. Okay? We're not seeing any other earthquakes here. The Cayman Trench originates over here near Guatemala, Central America here. It goes out here in the Caribbean Sea, makes a northern turn up here towards the Cayman Islands, then continues eastbound here. Continues eastbound south of the Cayman Ridge, south of the Cayman Trench, north of Jamaica, skirts Cuba down here, southern Cuba, continues its eastbound trek north of Haiti, north of the Dominican Republic, continues eastbound north of Puerto Rico, north of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Then it starts turning to the south here. This turn starts happening east of the Leeward Islands here. Then it turns directly south here. Turns directly southeast of the Leeward Islands here. It continues south here till it gets down here near Venezuela. Then it takes an immediate westwardly turn into Venezuela right here. Into Venezuela right here. the Cayman Trench. The Cayman Trench. Now, guys, I've not discussed any earthquakes here in Texas. Earthquakes here in Texas and Oklahoma are a result of us, man, fracking, oil and gas fracking operations here in Texas and Oklahoma. Texas and Oklahoma. Today, they're not showing any earthquakes in Oklahoma, but there are earthquakes here. Don't let them fool you. There are earthquakes here all the time. All the time. Even upwards here in West Central Texas, right here. All over here. Oil and gas fracking operations here. Let's go north. Let's go north. Over here to south central Utah. Right here. What's here? What's here, guys? This is a minor microquake, 0.2 microquake here. 8 miles northeast of Milford, Utah. Right here. This is a 2.2 earthquake. Also 9 miles northeast of Milford, Utah. Interesting to note. I'm going to tell you this. These earthquakes are a result of the Black Rock Desert volcano here in central Utah. These earthquakes are a result of a volcano here called the Black Rock Desert volcano. That's what's going on here, guys. That's what's happening. I've been here and I visited Milford, Utah. I visited the Black Rock Desert volcano west of Milford. I was hammering on shale, pulling trilobites, other fossilized insects from the shale here, from the volcano. This whole area is the Black Rock Desert volcano region. Happens. Yes, we have earthquakes here because, again, all the volcanoes here are recharging. All the volcanoes worldwide are recharging. I can tell you that. I'm going to continue to tell you that. Going over here to central Idaho. Central Idaho. This is a little bit different story. This is the southern end of an earthquake fault here in Idaho. The southern end of an Idaho earthquake fault. This is a 2.4 earthquake here. Nobody felt it. It's 18 miles south of Clayton, Idaho. Nobody felt it at all. Minor earthquakes are not going to be felt, except maybe by someone very sensitive. I don't know anybody that's that sensitive at all. But that's what's going on here, guys. That's what's going on here. Now, over here in the southern part of the Cascadia subduction zone, this turned brown. While we've been on the air, we had a 3.0 earthquake here off the coast of Pistol River, Oregon. Off the coast of Pistol River, Oregon. This is a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake, 144 miles west of Pistol River, Oregon, in the southern Cascadia subduction zone. The southern Cascadia subduction zone is an active area. It's an active volcano area, also beneath the surface. Okay? Here in this area, USGS mostly does not let us see the volcanoes beneath the surface. But there are craters and cones down here beneath the surface. Volcanic area. Also, it's in the Cascadia region, meaning along earthquake faults. Earthquake faults. Guess what? This is along, this is along the Gorda Ridge. The Gorda Ridge. South of the Gorda Ridge, going east of here to California coast is the Gorda Escarpment. This earthquake is on the Gorda Ridge, part of the Cascadia subduction zone region. Again, 2.93 points of earthquake here in the southern Cascadia region. Not a big deal. But I want to show you this because right before I was to go off the air, it turned brown, meaning I saw the red, meaning it happened while we were on the air, and then it turned brown, meaning it's been longer than 45 minutes. They are typically red for about 45 minutes, then they turn brown. This while we've been on the air, guys. That's what happened. Now, guys, we have earthquakes here in Alaska. No big deal. We do not have any earthquake of substance here in Alaska. Over here in southeastern Alaska here. Actually, I'm sorry, northeastern Alaska. Sorry about that. Northeastern Alaska. This is a 2.6 earthquake here. South of the oil and gas drilling here off the northern coast of Alaska. Further over here, these three earthquakes here are on the Arctic Circle. These three earthquakes are on the Arctic Circle here in Alaska. This is a 2.8 earthquake here near Kobuk, 73 miles northeast of Kobuk. 5 years ago, we had a 6.3 earthquake in the same location. I do not believe this is an aftershock, but a new earthquake here. 2.8 minor earthquake here near Kobuk, Alaska. Further over here to the west, right here, in the ocean here. This is a 3.3 small earthquake here in the ocean. This is small enough, I don't think anybody even felt this. If there's anywhere on land here where people are living, the ocean waters absorb the shockwaves of this quake. The ocean waters absorb the shockwaves of this quake. Okay? That's all. That's all we have. Now, guys, do you have any questions for me? Do I have any questions? I'm happy to answer any questions. Now, guys, I also want to tell you this. Yesterday, Linda Covington is here. Linda Covington, who is here, she sent us a donation over here to our PayPal. Our PayPal is located, scrolling across the bottom of your screen, and we'd appreciate any donations you give us to help us pay for bandwidth to be able to broadcast this broadcast. We'd appreciate it if you could. We have two PayPal locations that our moderators have put up here during our broadcast tonight. We'd appreciate you keeping that going here. You'll also see our email address. And right beneath this program here, after we get off the air, YouTube is putting up comment locations. You can send us a comment or question or even a criticism over to our email. We appreciate that. Send us comments, you can send us questions and even criticism, and you can send us ideas on what you'd like to see in this program, and we'll do it. Okay? Also, you see our post office box scroll across the bottom of your screen. 504 Bethel Road, Box 401. Morganton, North Carolina. The zip code here is 28655. We appreciate you also send us cards and letters to our post office box, where you can also send us not just cards and letters, but inside your card or letter, you can send us donations as well. We'd appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. We love you guys. We totally love you very much. Now, last week we celebrated Christ's atonement and his resurrection. He lives. He lives who once was dead. I love Jesus Christ. As I've been telling you for weeks and months and even years now, I've been teaching Sunday school classes every Sunday. Come follow me, the Savior said, on about 12:30, 1 o'clock every Sunday. I'm here for you. I'm preaching the gospel to you, helping each one of us become closer to Jesus Christ. We'd appreciate that, guys. We'd appreciate it. I'm trying to help you. May God be with you this day and always. May God bless you and be with you forever. May God bless you. You may receive a testimony of His Son, Jesus Christ, and thereby be ready to enter heaven when our time comes. Join Him in our paradise, in our glory of heaven. May God bless you. In Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14, and God hath both raised up the Lord and will also raise up us by His own power. By His own power. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side, brothers and sisters. Have a good night. Take care. May God bless you and be with you always. Have a good night. See you soon. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. Complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard, So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We love you.